Welcome everyone to our webcast on extending and streamlining your project online analytics with Microsoft Power BI. While there are many neat and practical features and capabilities in Power BI that can do this, today we will focus on three key features, namely buttons, bookmarks, and drill through. Now, we are going to continue this series of webcasts on Project Online and Power BI, so you can keep an eye out for those in the future. These features allow you to create more dynamic reports and to streamline your analysis for greater insights and problem solving. The combination of buttons and bookmarks makes your reports look and feel more like a web app with its interactivity. You can click on a button and be directed to a report, change measures in a visual, change categories in a visual, change the visual itself, or open a Q&A Explorer. Obviously, this streamlines the navigation of reports and gives more flexibility to the end user regarding what they see and how they see it. Now, drill through is different from drill down. Drill down, which will only quickly be demoed today, takes you to the next level within a particular visual. Drill through, on the other hand, allows you to drill through from one report to another and filters or slices the data in that report based on the filter context of your drill through. In other words, you right-click on a data point in one report page and drill through to another report, slicing the report by that data point. And if any of that is unclear, don't worry, it will all become clear once you see it in action. So with that, let's switch over now to take a look at our Project Online report pack to show how we've implemented these features. Okay, so here we have the home navigation page of our Project Online report pack, and not only does this serve as a table of contents letting you see all of the reports that exist within this package, but this also serves as a really good example of how you can use buttons and bookmarks to streamline navigation between reports. So if I want to look at the data exploration report, all I have to do is come over here and click on this button. I'm immediately taken to this report. Now, the idea behind this report is to allow the end user to explore the data. Maybe they're not exactly sure what they're looking for. They just want to explore around, maybe formulate some questions. This is what this report would be used for. And with reports like this, you need flexibility. As you can see here, all of the visuals currently show cost-related metrics. But that's a very limited view of your data. What if we also wanted these visuals to show work-related costs and duration-related costs? Well, in the past, you would have to create 3 separate reports. But with buttons and bookmarks, you can essentially consolidate that into one report. So if I click on work here, now all the visuals show work-related metrics. And if I click on duration, now they all show duration-related metrics. Now let me briefly explain what's actually happening here under the hood. From our point of view, from the user point of view, it looks like we're actually switching between the visuals, or switching between the measures and the visuals. In reality, I have multiple visuals for each of these data visualizations. So if you take this top left data visualization here, I actually have 2 additional visuals. So I have one for cost, one for work, and one for duration. And they're linked to the buttons. So when I click on their respective button, it switches to that data visualization. But to us, it just looks like we're switching between the measures. And again, this creates that web app-like look and feel that we're all familiar with and that we all enjoy using. Now, I also have over here a Q&A button. If I go ahead and click that, this opens up the Q&A Explorer. And again, this allows more flexibility to explore your data. So it used to be that you could only use Q&A in dashboards in the Power BI service. now you have the ability to use Q&A in your reports. So let's say I wanted to see, we'll just say cost variance by and work variance by project name. Here I'm given a scatter plot that answers this question or shows this question I'm asking. Now, one thing with this is you're not able to pin or save these visuals that you generate. You can do that in the service, in the dashboard, but you can't do it in the reports. But either way, it still gives you the more freedom and flexibility to explore your data. So we're going to go ahead and close this out. And let me quickly demonstrate drill down here, because we're going to talk about drill through, but I want to quickly explain what drill down is so that way you better understand the difference between the two. So as I hover over this visual, you see these icons up here. These are drill downs. This drills down to the next level, and this is a hierarchical drill down. So if I click on this one, I go from viewing cost variance by department to viewing cost variance by project owner. If I click on it again, now I'm viewing cost variance by project. Then I can go back up. The hierarchy one does the same thing, only it keeps the parent hierarchy. So here we have the department, information technology, and then we have the project owner, Lydia Holloway. So that is essentially what drill down is. And something that Power BI users have asked for is the ability to drill down multiple visuals at the same time. Currently, you can't do this. As you just saw, I drilled down one visual and I'm not able to drill down multiple visuals at the same time. Well, buttons and bookmarks kind of solves that problem. You can essentially produce that effect, and I'll demonstrate that with this next report that we look at. So if I go click on this home icon, this will take us back to the home navigation again, an example of using buttons and bookmarks. And then I'll go to the dynamic portfolio view. So here we have a similar layout to the previous report we looked at. The difference is in the data exploration report, we were switching between measures. In this one, we're going to switch between categories or the levels. So this essentially simulates a multiple visual drill down. So right now, all of the visuals are showing the project owner level. But if I go ahead and click on project type, now it's broken down by project type. And then I can click on department, and now it's broken down by project department. This is essentially a drill down, but instead of doing one visual at a time, you're drilling down multiple visuals. And again, this adds that web app-like look and feel that we all know and love. So I'm going to go back to the home navigation page. And now I'm going to quickly demonstrate drill through. And in order to do that, I'm going to go to portfolio summary. And as the name suggests, this presents a summary view of your portfolio. So with high-level reports like this, you typically want the ability to drill down into more details. And that's really where a drill through comes in handy. So let's say I wanted to drill down into new product development. All I have to do is right click, and here I have a drill through option and several reports that I can drill through to. And the reason I'm able to do this is because I've already configured these reports to be able to drill through on this level or on this category, namely enterprise project type. And again, I'll demo how to do this in the desktop. So let's go ahead and drill through to portfolio details view. And now we see all of the projects associated with new product development, and we see their granular details in the table. But it doesn't have to stop there. I can come over to this project, right click, and I can drill through to another report. And these reports have already been configured to drill through on the project level. So let's go ahead and go to project status. And now we see the project status report filtered down to that specific project. So let's go back to the home navigation page. And that concludes our demo of how we've implemented these features in our Project Online report pack. Now let's head on over to the Power BI desktop so I can show you how you can implement this yourself. Okay, so here we are in Power BI desktop, and as you can see here, I've already created some sample reports to use during this demo. Here we have a portfolio summary report, portfolio details report, and project status. So we're going to use these reports to demonstrate buttons, bookmarks, and drill through. So let's start by going to the navigation page and creating navigation buttons to these three reports. So I'll go to the home menu and click on buttons. And here you have several options of the types of buttons that you can choose from. For this one, we're going to just do blank. And so I'll bring that down here and adjust the size. Now, one of the neat things about buttons is you actually have a lot of flexibility over the formatting. We're not going to get out of control with it though. We want to keep it simple, clean, and looking good. So I'm going to start by turning on the button text and drop that down, and we're going to call this one portfolio summary. So this button is going to be used to navigate to our portfolio summary report. I'll just enlarge the font, and I like making it bold. Okay, now let's go down to fill. We'll turn this on, and we'll choose this blue. Okay, we need our text now to be clear, so we'll go back to the text and we'll make it white. All right, and I don't like that really thick outline, so let's just go ahead and turn outline off. All right, and there's our first button. So let's go ahead and copy this and paste to create our other buttons. And now all we have to do with these ones is change the text. This one is portfolio details. And this one is project status. Now, currently these buttons don't do anything. I haven't set up an action for them. And before I do that, I have to create bookmarks. So let's go to portfolio summary. And let me briefly explain what bookmarks are and how they can be used. So you can think of a bookmark as essentially a snapshot or a view of your report. So in order to demonstrate this, first let me go up here to View, and I'll click on the Bookmarks pane. All right, so here we have our Bookmarks pane, and right now we have no bookmarks. So let's say we click on this program, Grand Forks, and now all of the other visuals are cross-filtered by it. And let's go to Add, and we'll call this bookmark Grand Forks. All right, and we'll do the same thing here with Gladstone. We'll add, and we'll call this one Gladstone. Okay, so now I have all the cross-filtering off, and I'm just going to click on Grand Forks here, this bookmark, and it takes us back to that view where the data is cross-filtered by Grand Forks. And if I click on Gladstone, now we see it cross-filtered by Gladstone. So this, of course, can be really useful with regard to presentation. So if you're a data analyst or data visualization developer and you need to present your findings, you can essentially create a presentation using bookmarks and take your audience, just navigate them through your data analysis and visualization process. But as has already been demonstrated, and as I'll demonstrate here, bookmarks can be used in other ways as well. So let's go ahead and we'll select this cross filtering, and here we just have our regular report view. So in order to navigate to this report, that's essentially what we need, is a bookmark of just our default report. So let's go up here now to add, and we'll call this portfolio summary. All right, now let's head back to the navigation page, and we'll click on our portfolio summary button, and we'll go down to action and turn that on. And here we have different options: back, bookmark, and Q&A. The back action takes you back to the previous report. So we saw that in the demonstration in the report pack. When we did drill through, we could navigate back to the previous report. And then we have Q&A. We also saw that demoed. If you click on the Q&A button, it opens up the Q&A Explorer. What we want is the bookmark, and then we get to choose between the bookmarks that we've already created. For this one, we need portfolio summary. All right, now when you're in Power BI Desktop, you're essentially in edit mode. So if I click on the button portfolio summary, it doesn't do anything except highlight the button for editing. If I went ahead and published this to the Power BI service, and then I access this report in the service, and I just clicked on the button, then it would take me to the report. However, when you're in the desktop, you have to hold Control and then click the button, and it takes us to our report. Now let's go ahead, and I'm going to import an image here, this home icon, and we're going to use this to navigate back to the home navigation page. I'm going to go up here to Format and make sure it's brought to the front, and we'll adjust the size. All right, now in order for me to do that, first I have to create a bookmark of our home navigation page. So I'll go here, click Add, and we'll call this Home Navigation. All right, let's go back, and now we'll add that action to this icon, and we'll choose Home Navigation. Now if I Control click, it takes us back to the home navigation page. Let's go ahead and quickly add that icon to the other reports by copying and pasting it. All right. So now we need to set up these other buttons to link them to these other reports. In order to do that, we have to go to these reports and create bookmarks. So this one will be called Portfolio Details, and this one is going to be called Project Status. All right, now let's go back to our navigation, and we'll set up those actions. Okay, and now I can easily navigate between reports. Okay, so now I'm going to demonstrate how to switch between visuals using buttons and bookmarks. And to do that, I'm going to create a blank report page here. And let's say that we wanted to be able to switch between 3 different data visualizations. Well, first let me go ahead and create the buttons that'll be used. Again, I'll use a blank one. And for this demonstration, I'll just call these buttons, or put the text in the button related to the data visualization that it is linked to. So this one is going to be bar chart. And I'll just copy, paste, and copy, paste. All right, and we'll change the text on this one to, we'll do pie chart, and then this one is going to be scatter plot. Okay, so here we have our buttons. Now we need to create the data visualizations. First, we'll go up here to the bar chart data viz. And now you're not necessarily going to create a report page where a single data viz takes up the whole page, but this is just for the sake of demoing how to implement this. So for this one, we're going to use project name, and we'll just put in here cost. All right, so here we have costs by project, and now I need to create the other data visualizations, but if I just created them now, then it would kind of be difficult because I would have overlapping visuals. So what I want to do is I want to go up here to View and click on Selection Pane. And what this does is this lists out everything that is in view on this report page. So if I click on this eye icon here for this cost by project name data visualization that we have, it'll essentially hide it. And now I can go to pie chart and I can easily create my pie chart. This one will do project departments and we'll do project count. All right, so project count by department. And again, we're going to hide this. And then we're going to create our scatter plot. And for this one, we'll just do cost variance by work variance. And we'll make the details project name. All right, so there's our scatter plot. We'll go ahead and hide that. Now we need to link these buttons up to these data visualizations. So first let me unhide the bar chart, and I'm going to create a snapshot of this first, and I'll call this bar chart. All right, and then I'll hide it, and I will unhide the pie chart, and I'll create a bookmark and call it pie chart, and then I'll hide that, and I'll unhide the scatter plot, create a bookmark, and call it scatter plot. All right, so now we have to just link these buttons to these bookmarks that we created. So we'll go to pie chart or bar chart, and for the action, we'll again choose bookmark and bar chart. And then for this one, same thing, bookmark and pie chart. And then this one, we do scatter plot. All right, so now if I control and click on bar chart, I see the bar chart. If I click on pie chart, I see the pie chart, and then scatter plot. Now I see the scatter plot. So this is a really neat feature that again gives your reports that web app-like look and feel. Now the principles of what we just did are the same for using buttons and bookmarks to switch between measures or switch between categories. It's the same concept. So because of that, I'm not going to go into demoing how to do that. It's essentially the same. So let's go back to the navigation page. And what I'm going to demonstrate now is implementing drill through. So first let me go to the portfolio summary report, and I'm going to right click on Grand Forks. And as you can see here, I don't see the option to drill through. That's because I haven't configured drill through on any of our reports yet. So let me go to the portfolio details report, and first let me close selection and bookmarks. We don't need those. And down here we see drill through. So what I need to do is I need to drag the field that I want to be able to drill through on into this drill through well here. So for this one, I want to be able to drill through on enterprise project type, program, and project departments. Now, when I added a field here to the drill through well, this icon over here, it's hard to see now, but this is the back arrow icon that automatically got created. So let me go ahead and I'll go to fill and make it darker so it's easier to see. And what this does is, after I drill through to this report, I can click on this arrow to go back to the report that I drilled through from. So let's go back to Portfolio Summary. And now if I right click on Grand Forks program, I see the drill through option because I've configured Portfolio Details to be able to drill through on this data point on program. So I can click on Portfolio Details, and now I only see data that is related to the program Grand Forks. And as you can see up here, the program is Grand Forks, which has multiple project types and multiple departments. I can click on the back arrow, control click, and we're taken back to the Portfolio Summary report. Let's go ahead now and go to Project Status. And for this one, I just want the ability to drill through on project name. So we'll drag that over here. And again, this back arrow icon got automatically created. And we'll go ahead and go to fill and make it darker. Okay, so let's go to Portfolio Summary. And again, we're going to drill through, let's drill through on Gladstone, or actually let's do a department. We'll drill through on Information Technology to Portfolio Details. So now we're only seeing data related to Information Technology. And up here you can see the department is Information Technology. And now what we can do is we can go to this project here, right click, and now we have the ability to drill through to Project Status. Then again, we can go back to the home navigation page when we're done. So that concludes our demonstration on how to implement buttons, bookmarks, and drill through to extend and streamline your project online analytics. Let's head back now to our presentation. So at Stratata, we believe that a combination of strategy and data analytics leads to business success. This is especially important in project management, where you have to track dates, costs, resources, quality, and many other critical metrics. Buttons, bookmarks, and drill through in Microsoft Power BI are just a few examples of why extending your project online analytics would be a strategic move that could truly benefit your PMO. So we encourage you to think through ways that you can take these features and implement them in your own reports. And this is, of course, something that we can come alongside and help you with. Also, as you saw earlier, we have a project online report pack already developed, making use of these key features along with other neat capabilities. So with that being said, we thank you all for joining us on this webcast.